2, going back to Cleveland and beat the then Indians in Game 7. So it can be done. And when you have a Dodgers team that's as explosive as they are, it's just a matter of time before they wake up. And certainly you got the Dodgers starting pitching that they have no doubt they can get it done on the road. But it's going to be a tough go against this Toronto team where if you believe in momentum, Steve Sachs, they've got all the momentum right now after taking 2 or 3 in LA.
Yeah, and they're supposed to win now. And they've got all the momentum. They're going back home. And that's the scary part. Number one, when those things are supposed to happen, they don't usually happen that way. The other good thing is when you look at this Dodger team and how they're developed and, what their expectations are. If you're Toronto, you got to be thinking, can they stay down this long? Mm-hmm. I mean, they haven't been really the Dodgers that we saw during the season for quite a while. That's going to change sometime. And maybe it's going to change in Game 6 and 7. That's not a good mantra to have kind of like beaming around your head. If that's out there in the universe, that's not a good thing. If you're Toronto, the pitching definitely shows that the Dodgers have a major advantage over Toronto in the last 2 games. So we'll see how that happens.
Well, certainly that is good news that it's been done before and it's been done twice recently in the last 10 years, 2016 and 2019. But also some good news on this Thursday morning. If you look for positives, certainly Drake entering the conversation now, taunting the Dodgers and Shohei Ohtani with Instagram posts last night. Now that his Blue Jays are up 3 games to 2, that is certainly good because we all know Drake is cursed. But also, if you're watching on YouTube and Facebook, welcome. We are back on this Thursday morning, back live on social media. You can stream it video-wise and audio-wise on YouTube and Facebook. So welcome back to all those who enjoyed the YouTube stream the last 3 days. We're back here on this Thursday morning, and we'll be back tomorrow leading up to Game 6. So a nice, pleasant surprise to come in today and be back onto YouTube and onto Facebook, AM 570 LA Sports. You can join the party there. All the great conversations. I was at a ribbon cutting ceremony last night. Left Game 5 a little bit early to get back to Burbank and went to a ribbon cutting ceremony.
Are you you're a big dignitary. No. Yes, you are.
I was there in attendance.
Especially in Burbank.
I wasn't cutting the ribbon. I wish I was, but I was just there and watching and kind of supporting my wife, who was part of the event. But I had multiple people ask me about Scam, and actually had one gentleman walk by and said, love the shout outs from YouTube. And I just stopped. I looked at him. I said, excuse me? And he goes, the morning show. He goes, you guys are on YouTube. I've been watching the last couple of days. I love it. He goes, nice. I usually listen on the radio, but I can listen and watch on AM 570's YouTube. And I was like, oh, cool. Thanks, man. I really appreciate listening. And I had no idea who he was.
Wow.
So that was
Did he
very
say
cool.
it the right way? Did he say, I'm really thrilled about watching Scam?
He was more excited to see you as a Steven Sachs fan, but less excited necessarily to see me on the YouTube, which has been the case. And based on the comments, I'm okay with it. I've accepted that lot in life that I'm just, working with Steven Sachs, and that's who I am right now.
Right. But, you're playing it down. You were a dignitary somewhere.
I wish
at something, and they were cutting, you were there to cut the ribbon and make it special. I bet you were. How much did they pay you for it, or were you doing it out of the kindness of your heart?
I was honestly, I was just there to watch and be a spectator in this ribbon cutting. So, but it was a fun event. We got a lot of people watching from around the globe, and we appreciate you watching and listening. El Paso, Texas, High Point, North Carolina. Hector is watching, so welcome to everybody around the globe that is watching on YouTube and Facebook on AM 570. We certainly appreciate it. It's Sachs and Cates in the AM here on this Thursday morning as we all really process, I should say, what happened last night in Game 5 in a 6-1 loss to the Blue Jays. And Trey Yusevich dealing for 7 innings, struck out 10, did not walk a batter. On the flip side, Blake Snell, 6 2/3 innings, gave him some length. 5 runs officially he gave up. A couple were on base that scored after he came in. By the way, the Dodgers bullpen, when they do come in inheriting runners, they're not getting outs in this World Series. Guys are coming in and they're needing to shut the door. They're needing to get out of jams, and we've seen that happen, but they're just not. The runners they're inheriting, they're letting score, and they're giving up hits or walks. And that's not what their job is to do, Steve. The bullpens, they're supposed to come in and get out of jams. You're supposed to be a firefighter. You're supposed to come in and put out the fire, not keep it going and make it worse.
Yeah, and Enriquez followed Snell, and he didn't get anything as far as earned runs on his ledger, but he let a couple of runs in, and Blake Snell got it. So you got to have those guys come in. And number one, what do they got to do, Tim? They got to throw strikes.
Yes.
They have to throw strikes. And you can see the body language from Enriquez that he's not right yet. He's going to be. He's got great stuff. He throws 100 plus. He's got the ability, but just not ready yet. I mean, I think emotionally catches the ball back from the catcher and kind of snaps it down. He's frustrated. You can read that, but he's got the goods. He's got, he's just got to refine it a little bit. I think he's going to be a fine pitcher, but not right now.
Blake Snell made only 11 starts during the regular season, battled through some injuries, but has been rested, and this is what they brought him in for, was to be an October pitcher, was to be a World Series ace, to be a Game 1 starter, to be somebody they can go out in Game 1 and get a start out of and get a 1-0 series lead. A guy who can come back in a Game 5 in a series and help lock it down for you. However, the two-time Cy Young Award winner is now 0-2 in this World Series after giving up 5 runs on 6 hits, walking 4 while pitching into the 7th inning. He's now 0-2 with a 7.71 ERA. Let's hear from Blake Snell postgame last night, and listen closely, Dodger fans, because he's going to drop the L word, but he's going to throw an un in front of it. Unlucky. Here's Blake Snell last night postgame.
It's just unlucky. Yeah, I mean, I'm not want to make excuses or anything close to that, but it was pretty unlucky. There's so much you can do to where, that's unlucky. And then the 7th inning there, good pitch. I mean, just... Yeah, hits the ball in play. Barger hits the ball in play, and then walked the 9-hole guy that has struck out twice already. Just got to be better there. And then,
When you look at just kind of how you were looking to kind of close this one out, the pitch count getting up, was there a part of you that was kind of just like, how do I kind of dig deep to navigate this back end of your outing?
No, I mean, I was throwing 97, 98 at the end. I felt good. I feel strong. I mean, I've been training to be ready for this and be strong, and I felt good. Yeah, like I trust me. So, just frustrating.
Seems like going away from the fastball a little bit after the Vlad homer. Is that sort of just reacting to what they were clearly trying to do early in counts against you?
I mean, Vlad's, he's a really good hitter, so you gotta, do stuff there, but. The rest of the lineup, they're like ambushing. I mean, I'll probably, if we get to Game 7, then I'll see him again. So I can't say much, but I mean, I said, Vlad, good hitter. Snyder, I mean, he hit it 1 mile an hour harder than I threw it. Good location. Varsho triple, curveball, capped. Like, luck plays in baseball too. Yeah, so,
Do you feel like you went away from the fastball for 22 pitches after that home run to bat? Why did you feel like you were leaving a toe?
A toe?
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I don't think there's toes. I just think they're ambushing the fastball, especially after I go, I'm going to throw fastballs,
It's got to get close.
Yeah. I don't think there's toes. They just read swings, and they're ambushing, and as they should, as I thought they would, and Do
you feel like you made some good adjustments from the last time in Toronto?
Yeah, but numbers will say different. They got 5 runs. That's what matters. But back up a little bit. Just tough.
You mentioned, wanting to be available for Game 7. Do you feel like you can put yourself in a good position to be?
Yeah, I'll be ready. Yeah, for sure.
All right, there's Blake Snell. Steve, he mentioned the word luck or unlucky 4 times in 3 minutes in talking to the media last night. You brought up luck yesterday as to this is a big part of the game, luck. And I think Blake Snell realized last night that those balls hit early in the game. The Davis Schneider ball wasn't hit hard, but got out of the park. And then Vlad Guerrero hit a line drive home run out of the park. How much luck is in this World Series right now for the Blue Jays?
I wouldn't even bring those two into the luck department. I know Blake talked about it. They were just ready to hit, and they hit some good pitches out of the park. That's just a plus to them. That's not lucky. I don't think that's luck. I think that's just good hitting. And when you talk about ambushing the guys on the fastball, well, you can also pitch the fastball up in the zone and negate that or put it in a different spot. So I know what he's talking about. I think more of the luck thing is the play that was in right field with Hernandez.
Yeah.
He had no chance to catch that ball. None. I don't know why you're leaving your feet, because he turned a single into a triple. That guy could have never scored. That could have changed a lot early in the game. Maybe it affected the outcome. Maybe it affected, the next guy up and whatever. But you can't turn a single into a triple when you're missing the ball. If you're going to leave your feet and you're missing it by 12 feet, there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
So, I understand that part of the luck part. That's unfortunate.
The other thing that's being thrown around a lot with Dodger fans in the last 12 hours since the Game 5 defeat is, well, look at our roster. We're old. No. Let's pump the brakes there. I don't want to hear this.
I'm not buying that for a second.
All of a sudden now the narrative is, well, yeah, we won Game 3 in 18 innings, but the Blue Jays are younger and can recover faster, and that didn't take as much of a toll on them that it did the Dodgers, who are way older. And, I'm getting a lot of people pushing back and say, well, look, Freeman's 36, Mance Muncy's 35, Kike's 34, Teo's 33, Mookie's 33, Ohtani's 31, Will Smith's 30, Tommy Edmonds 30. We've got an old team compared to the Blue Jays.
No, I'm not buying that for 1 second.
They're saying it on the message board right now on YouTube. Dodgers are getting old.
No, they're not.
We're old.
Respectfully,
Jays are younger.
I take that in respectfully, but I will counter that by saying I don't think that has one thing to do with it. Not at all. So, next question.
866-987-2570 is the number. Again, you can join us on YouTube, listen, watch. You can also watch us on Facebook as well. Let's go out to the phones. A lot of Dodger fans all morning long have wanted to chime in, and we appreciate that. We go to Chris in Santa Clarita, who's been waiting patiently. Thank you, Chris. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim and Steven. Just wanted to say real quick, I think Blake Snell actually pitched a decent game after giving up those 2 runs to keep us in it, even though our offense couldn't get going. And then, Steven, I have a quick question. What do you do in basketball if your shot's not dropping? You do a layup to get you going. Do you think if Mookie maybe laid a bunt, could that possibly get him going?
I think anything like that, a bloop hit, I think it all starts with contact, of course. And, you make some contact, you get a hit now and again. And listen, Mookie is going to turn this thing around. Everybody hopes it's sooner than later, but the deal is you got to make contact. And also when they faced Savage out there, they probably they don't know what they're facing. Is this the next coming of the best pitcher in the American League? We don't know, but he's done. So you might see him a little bit in Game 7 if necessary. But for the most part, now we're going to get back to mano a mano, pitcher against pitcher. On a regular sense, in a normal setting, and Dodgers have a clear advantage of this. So, far from over right now.
When people say the Dodgers' approach is not good right now at the plate, I don't know what that means, Steve. I don't understand what the approach is
what it means.
And what they're not doing and what's the right or wrong approach.
Okay. Everything seems bigger and illuminated when you're not making contact and you're getting shoved on, which is what's happening with the Dodgers. Let's call it like we see it. Okay. 15 strikeouts and 4 hits, you're not going to win. No chance. Can they turn it around? Absolutely. Was it lucky that the Dodgers hit all those home runs and you won their division yet again? Not at all. They faced good competition in playoffs already with the Reds, the Phillies, and the Brewers. They smacked down these guys, and now they're facing a team which sometimes is a bad matchup for teams. It's like boxing. Sometimes a boxer will go in there and pound a guy because of the matchup, and then he'll face another guy that beat the guy he just beat, and he can't come close to beating him. Mm-hmm. So it's all about matchups, all right? And maybe so far this is not a good matchup for the Dodgers, the way the teams are constructed. So we'll see what happens the last couple of games, and it's all about pitching. Advantage LA coming in the last 2 games. We'll see what happens. The worm usually turns from good hitters like Mookie Betts, who is such an integral part of this offense, and we'll see what happens.
We'll hear from Dave Roberts coming up at the bottom of the hour, because I'm just seeing some of the calls on hold. I'm looking at my timeline on Twitter, and I'm seeing the comments on our YouTube message board. And it's back to, guess what? Dave Roberts is the reason. It's Dave Roberts' fault. It's Dave Roberts is the reason why this Dodgers team is not producing, and the bullpen is struggling, and Blake Snell is 0-2 in the World Series in 2 starts. I mean, come on. We're really going to do this? We're really going to point the finger at Dave Roberts? I mean, when he pushes the right buttons, he doesn't get any credit. And all of a sudden now we're going to blame him because of lack of execution, whether it's starting pitching, whether it's at the plate, whether it's defense. Are we really going to blame Dave Roberts for trying to catch a ball down the right field line that Teoscar Hernandez had no business going after? Are we going to blame him for the infield not being able to turn 2 and boxing the ball and not making clean plays? I mean, is that Dave Roberts' fault? I mean, come on. Stop already, Dodger fans. You're better than this. Stop pointing the finger at Dave Roberts.
Let me address that really quickly, Tim. I can sum this up real fast in 7 seconds. Ask anybody on that team, ask any player on that team if any of this is Dave Roberts' fault. Every single one of the players would fight for Dave Roberts. They know that it's not his fault. He has absolutely nothing to do with the outcomes so far about the Dodgers losing. When he's winning, though, nothing said. But this has absolutely zero to do with Dave Roberts. Ask any player on that team, and they will defend him with their life. There is no doubt that this has nothing to do with their great manager.
We'll hear from Dave Roberts coming up at the bottom of the hour, and you're going to want to hear his comments, Dodger fans, post-game last night, because you could hear it in his voice how worried, I shouldn't say worried, concerned he is with his offense and the lack of production right now. And you can hear it in his tone that he's still looking for answers and searching for somebody or some buddies to get this offense jump-started here in the final 2 games, because it can happen and they can go on a huge roll, and the whole they can go on a heater, as they like to say. But they got to find somebody to start this offense. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll hear from Dave Roberts. We'll hear from you. We'll go on to YouTube during the break here, Steve Sachs, and talk to the fans on the stream. You can join us on Facebook, YouTube, AM 570 LA Sports. Over 400 now strong in the last 15 minutes, and we appreciate that. It's growing and growing and growing, hopefully like the Dodgers offense in the final 2 games of this World Series. He is Steven Sachs. I am Tim Cates. It's Sachs and Cates in the AM on this Thursday morning on AM 570 LA Sports. AM. All right, we are live on Facebook and on X. Scam! There it is! Scam! Live and local with you all morning long. This was a great surprise to see Wacko show up this morning bright and early and getting the stuff going. Yeah, it was awesome because we weren't supposed to do this on Thursday and Friday.
Why do you call him Wacko?
That's his nickname.
Really? Why? He's not dumb.
I don't even know Wacko's real name, to be honest with you. And that's how he wants it.
Okay.
It's been like that since he was 13, he said, by the way. And he's got bagels this morning. He's got blue bagels here in the studio.
Yeah. Tim, can I just say, can I just let everybody know, it's been a while since I've been in. Last year, I may be doing the parade for CBS this year again. I did it last year. And if I do, I'm coming into the studio before that.
Yes.
Maybe we can have Wacko get us some, bagels. I'm going to need some sustenance during the day.
Sure.
So maybe Wacko gets bagels, and we got to have donuts. That is a must. Well, we got to have donuts.
I am starting to eating clean in 2025, starting November 1st. So when we flip the calendar, I'm getting all the donuts in I possibly can because starting November 1st, it is eating clean for me, Steve Sachs. Okay. I'll be living the clean life like you. Moving forward here. So I will get as many donuts and bagels as possible. By the way, thanks to our friends at STRAUSS from the field to the work site. Strauss powers our World Series coverage right here on AM 570 LA Sports. Throughout all those Dodger strikeouts last night in Game 5, you can see those beautiful helmets going to the plate and then turning around and marching back to the Dodger dugout. And they say Strauss right there. Beautifully.
They do say it
on those Dodger
It looks
helmets.
pretty, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, for them to get their name on every major league helmet,
right?
That's huge.
Oh, yeah.
They don't just throw that stuff around. I mean, Strauss, that is a major endorsement to get it on all the helmets.
I'm just looking
can we put our name on every helmet in MLB?
Right?
What are you, stupid? No,
Right?
We can't do it, but Strauss can.
It's huge.
I got some steel-toed boots, dude. I'm telling you, I love them. They work really well.
It is. It's also interesting to see all the advertising they're going to get because of the helmet falling off of Shohei Ohtani and then Drake posting the picture of that in mocking fashion.
Can you see the Strauss logo there?
I'm looking back through it to see if I can. I lost it here on my feed.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, the Washington Nationals are finalizing a deal to hire Blake Butera as their manager. 33-year-old will be the youngest manager in MLB in more than 50 years.
Okay.
He has been a minor league manager for the Rays in their system. Blake Butera.
Is that Sal Butera's son?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe we can get some clarity on that. I think it might be because I know Sal Butera.
And then the Minnesota Twins are hiring a new manager.
Okay.
Former manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, Shelton, is going over there. So let me see
Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton. Blake Shelton. Love the country singer Blake Shelton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Blake Butera.
This is Derek Shelton.
Derek Shelton, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Blake Butera played college baseball, drafted by the Rays. I mean, this kid was born in 1992.
It's got to be Sal's son.
No, I'm not sure. But let's see. Sal Butera, Blake Butera. Anybody on the message board? See, nobody cares about the Washington Nationals. Let's see.
Maybe
Sal
not.
Butera. No, his son is Drew Butera, who played for the Dodgers.
Oh.
But not Blake.
Okay. Maybe a cousin.
Yeah, maybe a cousin. Yeah. But now the youngest manager at the age of 33.
Okay, good for him.
Of the Washington Nationals. So that'll go over well. A 33-year-old kid who's never managed at the major leagues.
Taking on that team.
Yeah, that's going to be fun.
Okay.
Coming up, we are going to hear from Dave Roberts in just a few minutes when we're back live on the radio. I'm just looking at the comments here. Twins are revamping, had a fire sale. Yep, the Twins are going to be a mess, by the way.
Really?
We're back in about a minute on the radio. But next commercial break, I need to get a cup of coffee.
Right here.
Well, look, you got your cup of coffee. So when we go to break next time, I need you to take over here on the stream, Saxy. And just
I'll do it for
people.
you. I'll
I'll go get a cup of coffee while that
Go
happens.
get it right now. I'll do it.
We got less than a minute. I can't run that fast. So
all right. All right. Well, Michelle can help out. Michelle's the best. Michelle is great.
I got a guy here, William. Oh yeah, William, the violinist. I met him at Kevin Figure's wedding, who works here at AM 570. I was the violinist. We talked as you were ordering your margaritas. I don't need to mention that at the bar. Yes. I love scams. Sax was my favorite Dodger back in the 80s. He hit 332 in 1986.
That's true. Thank you very much. Hey, anything on Jerry Mathers?
Well, we should. I mean, I'll try to get him on tomorrow.
Come on, we got to get Jerry Mathers on. I'm a big Jerry Mathers fan.
Do you think he has a cell phone at his age, or he just
of
still
course
a
he
landline?
does.
No?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
I got. Do you think I would have the, do you think somebody would let me have a chance to like rap with them on the phone for a couple minutes?
Absolutely. I'll make that happen. I'll make your dreams come true, Steve Sachs.
All right.
We're coming back here live on the radio. Everybody on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us as we're near 500 people. Wow, already. This is great.
We're going to get 2,000 today. I'm telling you.
Sax and Kate's in the AM. We're live here on AM 570 LA Sports. Thanks for being with us as you make your drive to work, take the kids to school, getting up and about on this Thursday morning. Maybe you're already at work. We appreciate you keeping us with you wherever you may be, as the Dodgers have their backs up against the wall, down 3-2 in this best-of-7 World Series, as it now heads back to Toronto on Friday night. Yoshinobu Yamamoto will get them out against Kevin Gausman, who will go for the Toronto Blue Jays, as the Dodgers last night were stymied by Trey Savage, who had 12 strikeouts in 7 innings of work, allowed just the 1 run, and that was a home run to Kike Hernandez in the 3rd inning. And we talked about Blake Snell. We heard from Blake Snell, Saxy, 6 2/3. The 5 runs that he gave up, a couple of those runs were on base when he left, and the Dodgers bullpen inability to get outs. A couple of wild pitches didn't help the cause, brought in a run. It was a real mess. It felt like the game, the wheels fell off at some point during that game, and it was just an absolute mess. I mean, defensively, offensively, pitching, all 3 facets just went wrong. And you hope it just flushes out of their system, and with 2 games to go, they can reset, recalibrate, if you will, for Game 6 tomorrow night. And even if they got really good pitching, I know this has been said a lot in the last few hours here, even if Yamamoto pitches and deals like we expect him to, the offense still has to get going. Kevin Gausman retired 17 in a row the last time they faced him in Toronto. They've got to get to him early and get him out of the game, get to that bullpen, establish a lead, and take control of the series again.
Yes. And a bunch of that stuff piled up is what I was going to say. I'll just get it off because I'll forget it. Is Dodgers, when have they had a big hit? I mean, like you got the base load or something, and somebody hits a bases clearing double and clears the bases. Haven't seen that. They haven't had any big hits really. And also in yesterday when Snell started the game, 3 pitches, 2 home runs. That didn't lose the game for you. You got to score at least 1 run to win. And they scored 2 runs there, 2 empty-based home runs. That didn't beat the Dodgers. That didn't beat them. What beat them was their inability to score throughout the game, not the fact that they were down 2-0. That's negligible. Okay, he pitched pretty well after that. I mean, two bases empty home run, big deal. It's 2 runs. I mean, that's not what beat the Dodgers. If you score 1 run, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah.
So unless he goes out there and twirls a near no hitter,
right? Well, last night it was to me, Blake Snell was good. They needed him to be great last night in order to keep this Dodgers team in the game. And when you're down 2-0, you can feel the air just get sucked out of Dodger Stadium, down 2-0 after 3 pitches. And it was 2-1. They're hanging right in there. But that inning in which he left and the bullpen, Bonda and crew,
it was 3-1 then, right?
It was 3-1 going to the 7th inning. And you had some traffic on base pass.
You got to have some holds from that bullpen.
Yes,
you must.
Yes.
You got to throw strikes, and you got to have some clue. Enriquez coming in. You know what? I don't like to rag on people, but I don't know if this guy's ready. He missed that one that there was a pass ball by about 7 feet.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And the run scores. I mean, so,
yeah,
it is what it is.
Let's hear from manager Dave Roberts. Listen to him, Dodger fans, as he is very upset. You can hear it in his tone. You can also hear him really still searching for answers as the Dodgers search for answers offensively to how to get back into the series. Here's the manager, Dave Roberts, postgame last night.
Dave, the ball with Teo out there in right field, Mookie's throw, on the potential double play ball, the wild pitches, that part of the game, how disconcerting was that to you today?
Yeah, you look at giving up bases, what it changes kind of the lineup as far as who comes up, and it affects the game going forward. And things certainly get magnified in games like this, and especially when you're not swinging the bats. And so I thought tonight Blake pitched a heck of a ball game. But yeah, giving up bases and not converting outs when you have an opportunity to convert outs, that came back to bite us tonight.
And I know the bullpen obviously put in a really good performance in Game 3, but right in these other games where you've kind of had these mid-game, taking the starter out, guys on base. Is it fair to say that these bullpen problems that you guys have had for a large part of the season are maybe catching up to you in this series?
It's hard because you can only push a starter so much. I thought Blake emptied the tank. And, you have an opportunity with the base open in the sense of, in this situation, second base with Vlad up. And, I felt Henriquez was the guy to get him out. And you also have a chance to get Bichette out. I pushed Blake as much as I pushed him all year. And, you look at the 3 games that we lost, it spiraled on us with guys on base. But guys have got to be better. They certainly had a good game in Game 4, whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, that's just kind of, guys have got to do their jobs. Everyone's got to do their job. And so right now we're at elimination, and we've got to kind of wipe the slate clean and find a way to win game 6 and pick up the pieces and see where we're at.
Far back on your right, Bill.
Doc, how concerned are you about the offense? The last 2 games, you guys are 10 for 61, which is 164, and you also 0 for 6 with runners in scoring position. How concerned are you about that?
Doesn't feel great. You clearly see those guys finding ways to get hits, move the baseball forward, and we're not doing a good job of it. I thought Yusevich was good tonight, mixing his fastball, slider, and the split. But yeah, you still have to use the whole field and take what they give you. And if they're not going to allow for slug, then you've got to be able to kind of redirect and down club down to take competitive bats. And you see whether it's, Barger or Bichette, those guys are doing it. But again, we have that ability. We've got to make some adjustments. We've seen Gossman a ton. A lot of our guys have seen him. So we just got to continue to I just think we just got to come in fresh. And we've been, again, like I said, we've been in elimination games, a core group of these guys. And, we got to find a way to win a game. That's it.
All right, there's the manager, Dave Roberts. Interesting comments there, Steve, referencing the Toronto Blue Jays. They're getting it done. They're not allowing us for slug. We got to club down. We got to use the whole field. Talked about the bullpen's inability to hold the game where it's at when they come in with traffic on the base paths. He kind of took a shot at everybody, and I like it. He's not a guy who calls out his players, but I thought last night those words he just used were a clear message to his offense, to his bullpen. Guys, you got to be better, and especially at the plate, you got to have a better approach. You got to have a better sense of what's happening in the game and not just sitting up there trying to slug all the time. And referencing Barger and Bichette and how they're going about their at-bats, that was a clear message through the media by Dave Roberts that his guys better figure it out and figure it out fast.
Check, and check. Exactly right. Dave spelled it out. Look, I don't think he's, if we say he's getting on his players or ragging on his players.
No.
You got to speak the truth.
Yep.
If you don't speak the truth, same thing in the media with you and me, same thing with Dave Roberts as a manager. If you don't speak the truth, we lose our credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got to tell the truth. I mean, that's it. And Dave spelled it out. I mean, you don't have to harp on them, but when somebody asks you a question, you got to tell the truth. And that's what we do here. We tell the truth. And what he said was exactly right. And so they got to find a way to win. Talk about club down, meaning that, you don't have to have your driver out all the time. You can use a wedge once in a while, and that works in the game too. Hit the ball where it's pitched, use all the parts of the field. That's what he was talking about that the Toronto club is doing. Check. He's absolutely right about that. But we've seen the Dodgers do this now 3 different series. We saw him do it with the Reds. We saw him do it with the Phillies, and we saw him do it with the Blue Jays, out hitting home runs and still going out and finding ways to do it. These guys aren't strangers to this. They've been around baseball their whole life. They know how to do that. And so they've got to click it into maybe 4-wheel drive here instead of being on the super highway and trying to burn it up all the time. But maybe click that sucker into 4-wheel drive and get in the mud a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
Now, I know this is a team built for slug, and a lot of these hitters do that really well over a 162-game season. But man, Steve, I feel like we've talked about this 4 or 5 of the last postseasons. Like, oh, you got to be a little more small ball. They got to change their approach. They got to be a little bit more like this. And, as we keep talking about it, it's like, well, it's easier said than done. But can you just change your approach that quick? Can you just – it feels like you can, right? It's not like you're a robot and you can't unprogram what you're done. It feels like as a hitter up there, you have to be able to adjust as a pitcher's throwing, as a game's developing, as an at-bats developing. You have to be able to adjust pitch by pitch. How is this adjustment not happening?
Especially when they're giving it to you,
right?
There's a guy on second or a guy in first and second. There's nobody out. And the second baseman is playing almost in back of second base. And the first baseman is playing his normal. You got 100 feet between the second baseman and the first baseman. There's a chasm on the right side. And the guy's trying to wrap the ball around the third base foul pole.
Yeah.
I see this happening, and I'm not just pointing at the Dodgers. I'm not saying I'm saying I see it happening when I call the games in AAA. I see it sometimes happening when I was working with the Athletics this year when other teams would come in and you see the guy at second base playing. He's not in double play position. And how many times do you see in double play position, Tim? I was taught this: the shortstop and the second baseman, they play 2 steps up and 2 steps towards the bag. Both of them, they pinch in the middle so they can get a possible double play. You never, ever give up the chance to turn a double play.
Right.
Well, what happens today? You got the shortstop over there in the pull position. They hit a regular ground ball between the second baseman and the shortstop, and it gets through. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that happen this year. Must be 50 times this year where it goes through all the games that I call. I see it go in between the second base bag and the shortstop because he's playing over. He's not in double play position.
Right.
Why aren't they in double play position? The guarantee you the pitcher would say, thank you very much. We just got out of the inning. But the inning is prolonged because they are into such the damn pull game today. Everything's a pull. Listen, everybody coming up to bat is not Willie McCovey, okay? Everybody coming up to bat is not Albert Pujols. They're not.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're punch and Judy hitters or they're regular hitters. And man, I mean, play double play position and turn the double play. I just don't get it.
I'm applauding here in studio because you are 1,000% correct. And
how many times have you seen that, Tim? Really?
All the time.
We've seen it in this series many times already.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
No.
I mean, you can't play double play position? Is that like no good anymore? 150 years of baseball? That didn't work.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I see it every game almost.
Yeah. On the flip side, how many times have we seen it in the last 3 games at Dodger Stadium? Second baseman Tommy Edman pitching up the middle. You got, Freddie Freeman hugging the bag at first or holding a guy on, depending on what the situation is. Huge hold to the right side. Clement to the right. Connor Falefa to the right side.
Barger.
Yeah, Kirk to the right side.
Yeah.
Oh, base hit to right field. Wide open
really?
hole. Yeah.
I don't get it. But please, don't give up the opportunity to end an inning or to get 2 outs on one play. I mean, I see it too many times where the ball goes. Hey, I saw it when I was doing the Athletics, and when they play other teams, those, sometimes the ball will get in between the second baseman and the shortstop. Not sometimes, all the time, and there goes the double play possibility. Yeah, but everybody plays to pull. Everybody plays to pull.
I got a text from Father Gary who checks in throughout the postseason. We haven't heard from him in a few days. He's actually in Boston on business. And listening, by the way, on the iHeartRadio app via the Clippers feed and also on YouTube watching, which you can be a part of as well. And he points out it's not us against the world, or it's not us against Toronto, Tim. It's us against the world. The whole country, Canada, and everyone else that's not a part of Dodger Nation is rooting against us. Dodgers backs against the wall, praying for our bats.
Okay.
Yeah, we need a little divine intervention for the Dodgers
there's
offense.
Nothing else they'd like better.
Yep.
It's good. Have everybody else against you. No problem. There's millions of Dodger fans all over the world, too.
He is Steven Sachs. I am Tim Cates. It's Sachs and Cates in the AM with you on AFI 70 LA Sports. David Vassegh is going to join us. We'll get to your phone calls. Also, a former Dodger, now a possible managerial candidate for the Padres, and he had a 9-hour meeting with the front office in San Diego. We'll tell you who it is and whether or not he'll get the job. Yeah. Also,
9 hours.
9.
What can you talk about? What can't you talk about in 2 hours that you're going to have to do over 9?
9 hours. We got some Clayton Kershaw news as he bids farewell to Dodger Stadium last night. So much to get to. Thanks for being a part of it. Join us on the stream on YouTube and X and Facebook. Saxy's going to take over as I go get a cup of coffee and come back on YouTube. But we'll be back on the radio right after this on AFI 70 LA Sports.
This
Actually, I told you I got to go get some coffee or some tea, so I'm going to run to the kitchen real quick. So,
okay,
all yours. 600 plus.
Yeah. 600 plus people. Now, I don't have a screen, so I'm just going to be talking blindly. How long you gone?
I'll be gone about 60 seconds.
Okay, you take off. I'll take it.
All right.
Okay. All right. Can I take it now? All right. Hey, everybody. How you doing?
Go ahead.
You heard Tim Cates. He's going off to take a brief skim break to get some coffee. That's okay. We can handle it from here. But listen, we were talking about those different things in the evolution of baseball, how, double plays, they're not set up for double plays. They know a pull hitter's up that's a right-hand hitter, yet they're playing up the middle. What is it with this? I don't get it, folks. I really don't. Maybe I'm an old curmudgeon now, and I just don't get the new trends in baseball. But my lying eyes, am I to believe my eyes, or are my eyes lying to me? I don't think so. Anyway, you guys know the Dodgers are in a tough predicament right now, but it's not insurmountable. It really isn't. I've seen it too many times where the other team has the advantage and they're not the underdog anymore. They're supposed to win. They're the big dog in the fight, is the Toronto team. I tell you, the pitching matchups matter. That's what really does matter. Coming into the last two games, Dodgers with a massive advantage, I think. When you just parse this thing out and go pitcher for guy, Dodgers got the advantage. This kind of mitigates the matchup advantage that you had when Savage pitches, because this guy's a unicorn. He's a one-off. Okay, we'll see what happens again when he goes to, through the league a couple of times. But right now, this dude is the man, and the Dodgers don't have to face him anymore. Maybe as a cameo appearance when he gets in there for an out or two, but he's not going to be a significant part with only a couple of days left. He'll be convalescing in the bullpen. But look, Yamamoto, I think he's going to be stocked and ready. This is what he was brought over here for these situations when it's all on the line. You saw him last time; he shoved big time, and he was fantastic. I expect nothing less from him to do this again. So we'll see what happens when the Dodgers take on Toronto
back,
at Rogers
Saxy.
Center. Okay, Tim, we just had a nice little conversation.
What were you guys talking about?
We were just talking overall,
Yeah.
pitching matchup, going to Toronto, that stuff. You didn't have to hurry.
I'm out of breath.
How far did you run?
Well, I went to the kitchen, which is about,
Okay,
I don't know.
that's a labyrinth there. Let me tell people, it's a labyrinth when you talk about going through the different hallways. I got lost a couple times last time I was there, and I've been there several times.
You
I will say there's a little basketball place where you can play hoop. Tim and I put something on YouTube when I was throwing out the first pitch where Tim was catching me with that gold glove that's about, the size that Mickey Mouse would wear.
Oh.
But nonetheless, Tim was catching me in that area. There's a big open area there at the studio.
Yep.
That's kind of a play area. I guess you guys had that during COVID, right?
Yeah, they put up a basketball hoop and a ping pong table, and there's a
I can dunk on that basketball hoop big time because it's only like 8 feet, so I can actually dunk on that one.
I didn't get coffee. And by the way, I was running to the kitchen, and there was a couple of STRAUSS T-shirts rolled up. So I grabbed one, the black one.
Put it on.
Yeah, and then I was there waiting for my coffee, and I was like, "This thing's taking too long to make and grind because it's a coffee machine that makes one at a time."
Yes.
So I just grabbed a
tea,
put some Middle English tea here. It's an Earl Grey tea.
Earl Grey.
I grabbed hazelnut. Gosh darn it, wrong one.
Yeah, no,
that's all right. I'll have to deal.
You got to get some bitter stuff. Hazelnut's too sassy wassy type of stuff.
Sassy wassy. Okay.
Yeah, you want to get some good strong tea.
You can't put hazelnut in there.
That's hazelnut's bad.
But I put honey in there as well. So.
Don't you hate when somebody says, "Hey, you want some coffee?" You go over to their house. Like I go to my brother's house.
Mm-hmm.
He lives right a couple houses down from me. So I go over there, and I just walk in. I don't even knock. I just walk in, go into the refrigerator like it's my own house.
Yeah.
And his wife Patsy's there. I'd say, "You want some coffee?" Yeah, okay, I'll have some coffee. I, by the way, I introduced him in high school. That's how long I've known her.
Did you really?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And anyway, so she gives me some coffee, and my brother's sitting there with me, and I'm like, "What the hell is this kind of coffee?" Well, I said, "Is this black and bitter coffee?" Yeah, but it has some chocolate flambe, whatever. I'm like, "Really?" And I just spit it out and go get me some real coffee. I don't like messing with traditions, and coffee's one of them.
Yeah.
Leave the traditions alone. Coffee, national anthem.
Yes.
Just leave them alone, bro.
Yes.
Don't mess with them.
By the way, they're asking you to straighten your camera out a little bit, Taxi, if you can. A little off center there. We want to see all of Taxi there.
Camera.
So, other way. There you go. Yeah, there we go. By the way, when we get back on the air here, I'm going to give you a quick update on the national anthems last night. Now you're really low. Now we get to see all of Steve Sachs. All right. The ladies are loving that.
No, they wouldn't like that. It's not good. Okay, how about there we go.
Perfect. All right, we're coming back on radio. David Vassegh is going to join us. A lot of great comments in the comment section here on the We're back. Sachs and Cates in the AM right here on AM 570 LA Sports. We are live and local on iHeartRadio app as well, and on YouTube. You can check us out on Facebook as well. Video, audio. Wacko's back in studio. Got some donuts, got some bagels. Michelle, Zach, the whole crew is here on this Thursday morning as the Dodgers now head to Toronto, down 3-2 in this best-of-7 series. They lose last night 6-1 as Trey Yusevich goes 7 innings, allows 1 run on 3 hits, strikes out 12. Out pitches Blake Snell, and the Dodgers offense just nowhere to be found again. Last night, they strike out 15 more times, just 1 walk drawn, 4 hits, including a solo home run from Kike Hernandez, as the Dodgers have their backs up against the wall, but they are not completely done, Steve Sachs, we've been talking about, and one guy is having to head back to Toronto, hopefully for 2 more games, is our Dodger insider, the best of the best, the one and only, David Vassegh. Good morning, David. How you doing, buddy?
Man, I hope I make it to the airport. There's a lot of traffic on this 405.
Oh, no.
Wow.
Oh, no. Dave, if you miss a flight, oh, no, you can't go to Toronto. That'd be a bummer. You have to be home with your family for Halloween.
Now, David, do you fly first class?
It depends what you consider first class, Steve.
It's a chartered flight, Saxy.
Well, I thought the Dodgers were already there.
Well, there's multiple planes going, right?
Oh, okay.
The Dodgers director of travel, Scott Akasaki, treats me well, so
okay.
I have no complaints.
No, the Dodgers are already there, right, Dave?
The players did fly out after the game last night. Dave Roberts, his coaching staff, and the little people like David Vassegh flying out this morning. And then as soon as the coaches and staff plane lands, they'll head straight to Rogers Center and we'll be at the workout because the Dodgers will have another evening workout in Toronto tonight, where it's 48 degrees and raining currently.
Oh no!
Wow,
David,
not inside. It's gonna be 72 inside.
Not inside.
And like Johnny Carson said,
they're smart building that dome. I mean, they're pretty smart building that dome up there.
No doubt.
I did not know that.
David, this offense, what is it going to take? Is it a player to jumpstart them? Is it an inning? Is it an at-bat? What is it that's going to get all 9 of these guys top to bottom to get going? Because we don't see it a lot that top to bottom this lineup struggles. Usually 1 or 2 guys will be there to kind of, carry the flag, so to speak. But what's it going to take to get these guys going?
It's interesting, Tim. I think it's so amazing. Once you get into the World Series, you forget about the trends that were taking place in the previous round and the round before that. But if you go back, we were celebrating the fact that the Dodgers 7, 8, 9 hitters were really doing a lot of damage, driving in runs, getting on base. And the top of the order wasn't doing a whole lot of anything until Shohei Ohtani's big home run in Game 4 of the NLCS. So the Dodgers need their guys to be guys. They need Teoscar Hernandez. They need Mookie Betts. They need Shohei Ohtani. They need those guys. I mean, because that's what it comes down to, right? The Dodgers are built around those huge aircraft carriers. And right now, they're not doing much of anything, not to mention Tommy Edman hasn't had a great World Series either. So right now, it just, Kike Hernandez said after the game last night, bats are snowballing on them, and it kind of feels that way, but they're going to get another crack at a guy that they've had success in the past against in Kevin Gausman. And I'm very confident, and I know the players in that clubhouse sounded confident because of their starting pitcher in Game 6, Yoshinobu Yamamoto. How could you not be confident with a guy like that on the mound? And they know they got to score runs for him. It's pretty simple. There's nobody's shying away from the fact the offense has not done their part in this series so far.
You got that right, Dave. You talk about that aircraft carrier. There ain't no flights taking off right now. 4 runs in 28 innings, last 2 games, 22 strikeouts. Not going to work that way. But I'll tell you one thing. What you did mention really made sense to me. Those guys in the confines of that locker room know that they got Yoshinobu Yamamoto going at it. I'll take the pitching matchups from here on out. Let's put them together, Game 6 and Game 7. Yamamoto against Gausman, I'll take Yamamoto anytime. And then lastly, if they win this game, which I fully expect them to do, I think the Dodgers got a great chance to pound Toronto in Game 7 when you got Glasnow plus everybody else against Scherzer and everybody else on that team. The pitching from the 2 games out, from the way I look at it, Dave, clearly advantage to LA.
Yeah, and I know we can get a little ahead of ourselves. And if you do look at a possible Game 7, I actually don't believe Tyler Glasnow would start that game, Steve, because Dave Roberts said before the game yesterday that all hands would be on deck, including Shohei Ohtani being available to pitch. Mm-hmm. I kind of see, if that's the case, Ohtani opening that game for the first couple of innings, because you can't bring him in as a relief pitcher and take him out because you would lose him. So he's either got to start the game or he's got to end the game. So I kind of believe, to maximize everybody, Ohtani would open for Tyler Glasnow.
You may have something there, Dave. I think you're probably right about that. And I would not be opposed to that at all if I was running the Dodger team, not one bit.
David? Yeah, I feel like, that's kind of the formula right there. And I know Ohtani exerts a lot of energy pitching, but if he's opening just for a couple of innings to buy you 6 or 9 outs, I think you're in a good spot if you're the Dodgers to get off to a good start to that game, if they get there. And I don't know why, Steve. I'm not one of those guys that have true blue crew koala glasses on 24/7, but maybe we're missing something here. But I'm pretty confident the Dodgers are going to force a Game 7, and from there, anything can happen.
Yep.
David, the offense got a little bit of a shakeup yesterday with Will Smith and Mookie Betts in the lineup, and Alex Call getting the start, batting ninth. One of my favorite Dodgers players is Miguel Rojas. I'd love to see Miggy Rowe in that lineup, David, and maybe put Tommy Edman in center field. Let's give Miggy Rowe a shot, huh?
Yeah, I don't see Tommy Edman going to center field on the turf. That's an unforgiving turf out there.
That's right.
If the Dodgers were going to do it, it would be on the natural grass here at Dodger Stadium. And look, Tim, I know we keep on talking about Tommy Edman, but he only has 3 hits in this World Series. Do they decide to just flat out bench him for Miguel Rojas? And Rojas plays second base. That's something that I'm sure Dave Roberts is considering. Tommy Edman, I got a text from a few current players that were watching him hit from the right side against Savage, which he did in Game 1. Don't overthink it. It feels like the entire Dodger team right now is overthinking their at-bats. And I got texts again about guys that were teammates with Mookie Betts, and they were telling me Mookie just needs to go out there and compete and not overthink it.
Dave, when I look at the thing from a 30,000 viewpoint down, the whole macro view of this thing, the Dodgers got through Cincinnati and Philadelphia and Milwaukee. There's no chumps on those teams. Those are good ball clubs. I think it's getting back to basics. The team needs to just start doing some situational hitting instead of just trying to hit every ball out of the ballpark. You can pitch your tail off, and I expect them to do that, but you got to send some flights off of the aircraft carrier. Some things have got to be put into motion for this team to score runs and win. And I think it's just getting back to very simple basics. Not a lot of movement up there. See ball, hit ball, take what they give you, and quit trying to press and hit everything out of the park.
Yeah, but honestly, Steve, that hasn't been the Dodgers' identity offensively all year long. They're a slugging team. They're built around slug. And there's a lot of guys that do hit and put the ball in play. But right now they're in that slug mode, from everyone from, Mookie Betts to Tommy Edman, guys that shouldn't be doing that at this point in time. And it really is a contrast of styles between the Blue Jays and Dodgers. And really, it's an example of the way everybody believes the game should be played. If they're not giving you pitches to hit, why are you trying to hit home runs? The Blue Jays are shortening up. They're changing their approach as the count changes. And it sounds like Dave Roberts is a little envious after the last 2 games, because that's all he preaches, is having a different club in your bag as the at-bat unfolds. And the Blue Jays certainly have that, and the Dodgers have not had that.
No doubt. They need to figure it out and figure it out fast. David, great stuff. Safe travels to Toronto, and the Dodgers have a workout tonight. We'll check in with you tomorrow before a must-win Game 6. Thanks a lot for doing it, Dave.
Thanks, David.
I'm not worried about the travel to Toronto. I'm just worried about the travel on the 405.
Ooh, yeah. Let's go, folks. Part the C for David, please.
Let David
He's coming
go,
down the 405
please.
right now. Part the C's. Let's go.
You need an escort, Dave. You need a police escort.
All right, there you
I
go.
didn't even have time for some bougie cold brew this morning. I just went right in.
Oh, got to get there. You get there. They'll have one at the airport. Thanks, David. There he goes, our own David Vassegh, on his way to LAX as the Dodgers are in Toronto for Game 6 tomorrow night. We'll come back. 1 hour to go. We'll join those on YouTube during the commercial break. Man, first 2 hours have flown by. We got your phone calls coming up. We're going to hear from Blake Snell. Oh, we already heard from Blake Snell, didn't we? We already heard from Blake Snell. We're going to hear from Mookie Betts and Kike Hernandez coming up the bottom of the hour. Looking forward to hearing from Dallas Braden. Going to join us at 8:30 this morning. Your broadcast partner on the A's broadcast, but he's been watching this World Series from afar and commenting on it on social media and breaking down the pitching. And you got to get a pitcher's perspective from this, of course. So Dallas Braden will join us.
Yeah. Hey, Tim. Yeah. Another thing I want to say, I don't even want to get into it. But at some point before the end of the hour, we got to talk about it. And you know, I might tear up.
Oh no!
I have a tissue here.
No,
I have a hanky right here. We may be talking about the final scam broadcast on Friday of the year until next year. Because we'll be here next year. But
I don't want to talk about that.
I want to talk about it because I might tear up.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. We're not talking about Game 7. We're not talking about the end of scam.
Yeah, I might tear up.
We'll come back. We'll get to more of your phone calls and get going on a busy Thursday, an off day for the World Series as we all get ready for a big Game 6 tomorrow. Saxon Cates and AM right here on AM 570 LA Sports.
From the grit.
Oh, we're back live on YouTube and Facebook. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs here on a Thursday morning. Thank you for everybody who is watching and listening. So I know a lot of you have us up on YouTube and Facebook, but have your phone down, making the drive at work and just kind of listening to us as well as watching. But we really do appreciate it. It's been a lot of fun doing this all week. We thought we were just doing it Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but needed to come back live and on YouTube on this Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow on a Friday edition as well. So we're brought to you by our friends at Strauss, STRAUSS.com. Strauss.com. You see them all over the World Series. You see them on the helmets. And certainly you saw a lot of the helmet last night as the Dodgers struck out 15 times in Game 5 of the World Series last night at a Dodger Stadium. And we mentioned it earlier, but Drake has weighed in on the Toronto Blue Jays being up 3-2. He posted twice on Instagram last night a picture of Shohei Ohtani and put one more, and then put a picture of the game in which Trey Savage is striking out Shohei Ohtani, and Ohtani's kind of, flailing a little bit, helmet coming off, and made a comment about on his way back to the dugout, on our way to a World Series win, something like that. So
yeah, he's not important, so people just ignore it.
Well, I think we could use it as a rallying cry. You guys use Bob Costas.
That's as far as you take it.
Right.
Yeah, we did use Bob Costas.
Used him in '88, and that was something you guys used as billboard material. I think it'd be diligent of the Dodgers to print out his Instagram post from Drake, and put him all over the clubhouse there in the Rogers Center.
Yeah,
maybe if the Dodgers can get control of the music at Rogers Center, and I don't know if they can do that or not, but I assume either way we're going to hear a lot of Drake music, maybe during the workouts later today or during BP tomorrow.
And that's going to pee some players off.
Absolutely. It's either going to antagonize. There's Drake right there. It is.
See the
Thank you, Wacko. Awesome. Look at that. There, everybody watching on YouTube right now and Facebook, there they are. The 2 posts by Drake. One of is the Ohtani magazine picture, and the other one is a picture of Ohtani helmet flying off. Of course, you can see that beautiful Strauss on that helmet right there as well.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah,
That looks really good.
So those are the 2 pictures that Drake posted last night.
Is that picture of Ohtani there with his hand on his head? Is that like a photo?
Yeah, it's like a commercial he did. Little photo shoot. Yeah.
Good picture of
Handsome
Ohtani.
looking man. Yeah.
He's a very good looking man. Yeah, absolutely. He's a big man too. I had a chance to meet him when I threw that strike across the plate, and I threw out the ball, about 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, and had a chance to say hello to Shohei. He's a big dude, man. They have him listed 6'3", 210. What was he, 7th grade then? I mean, he's 6'5", 240
really?
At least. He's 240 at least.
And that was that time when you met him and you guys didn't say a word, but you said something.
Well, there was a lot of ESP going on.
Yeah.
There was, we connected.
Yeah.
Through the eyelids. We connected, and there was some serious ESP going on there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it was a bromance, but there was some. You saw what he did the first time up after I met him. Triple.
Well, of course. You know what a triple is? It's a 3-bagger, right? It's a 3-bagger.
Yeah.
So he did it for you.
Number 3. I infused that in him I kind of melted into him, if you will. Hey, got to keep the shoulder in. Picture yourself making contact with the shoulder in. You hit off your right shoulder. That's the ESP I put in. What happened?
Boom.
Triple down the right field line.
Boom. All right, we're joining everybody back on radio here.
It works.
Our final hour. Here we go.
I'm gonna open my windows in my office here, Tim. Hang on.
Okay. All right.
Heart Radio app.
Steve Sachs, Tim Cates,
and world champion Dodger Steve Sachs.
Sachs and Cates in the AM. It feels so good to be together on YouTube, on Facebook, streaming live, 800 plus. Scam on this Thursday morning. Yes, feeling good despite the Dodgers being down 3-2, losing Game 5 last night. Sax is fired up. How many cups of coffee now for you, Saxy? Because you were dancing, you're waving your hand.
Tim, when you don't see me, this is what I'm talking about when I shimmy.
Yeah.
I get to shimmy in front of people. You know that dance they did?
Oh, yeah. You got the shimmy going for sure.
Shimmy shake.
And, you can watch us on YouTube. You can also listen to us on YouTube and Facebook. And, of course, right here on AFI 70 LA Sports. We appreciate you taking us with you. We know you got a lot of options out there. It's
we got
busy.
Dallas Braden
coming up. Dallas Braden coming up at the bottom of the hour. Former big league pitcher, now part of the A's broadcast.
It's a perfect game.
Yes, that's right. That's right. He's been commenting on social media, and I saw him post about Trey Savage's numbers and what he did against the Dodgers as far as the strikeouts in his first 2 starts against them here in the World Series. And so your broadcast partner as well on the A's broadcast. So no better person to talk to.
One of the greatest beards I've ever seen. As a matter of fact, we can ask. I take pictures just going through the normal places in our, around town or from traveling, whatever. If I see somebody with a really good long beard, I'll say, "Sir, can I take a picture with you?" And I'll mention Dallas. Oh yeah, I know Dallas. And so I take a picture with him, and then I send it to Dallas, and I say, "Can't compare." Can't compare. Next one. Can't compare. Dallas has the greatest beard. The back of the beard is groomed. It's fully coiffed.
Yeah.
The whole thing is nice. It's clean. It's multicolored. You don't get a better beard than Dallas Braden's beard. It is phenomenal. So I've got this thing going with his beard, and it's real crinkly and thick. It's good beard, man.
Wow,
I wish I could do one of those.
Wow, Saxy and Dallas Braden sounds a lot like Snell, Zilla, and David Vassegh.
Well, I wouldn't go that thing. I wouldn't go like that.
Okay.
Because they do shoulder rubs and all that, so we don't do that stuff. We just broadcast together.
Well, last night, Blake Snell took the loss as the Dodgers dropped Game 5 of the World Series, and they'll be back at it tomorrow in a must-win Game 6 to force a Game 7. Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound through a complete game against the Blue Jays last time out. Kevin Gausman will go for the Toronto Blue Jays. First pitch at 5:08. From the field to the work site, STRAUSS powers our World Series coverage right here on AFI 70 LA Sports. We mentioned Dallas Braden at the bottom of the hour. We're going to hear from Mookie Betts coming up in just a minute, but we told you there's a former Dodger who is interviewing for a big league managerial job, and there's a lot of jobs that are open. We just saw the Pittsburgh job get filled. The Washington Nationals are hiring a 33-year-old minor league manager. to be their next skipper. That was announced just a little while ago. Well, the San Diego Padres also have an opening, Staxy, and there were reports that they are talking to multiple candidates, and one of them is Albert Pujols, who, yes, was a Cardinal and an Angel, but also a Dodger at the end of his career. And Albert Pujols works for the MLB Network. In fact, I've seen him out at Dodger Stadium 2 of the last 3 days. Well, Albert Pujols made the drive down to San Diego on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. Sounds like the meeting lasted till Wednesday or Thursday.
It was a lengthy media meeting between him and the front office. And according to the San Diego Union-Tribune, Pujols missed his pregame coverage on Tuesday before Game 3 because he was in San Diego for his second interview with the team. It was an in-person meeting for 9 hours.
Come on.
9 hours. Albert Pujols reportedly met with the San Diego Padres front office and ownership. 9
really
hours. What? How much baseball can you talk
in
9 hours?
9 hours of a meeting? That makes me. I would be really skeptical of 9 hours. What are they doing? Running a police check on them? I mean, really? Not. You don't have 9 hours.
I mean,
for what?
If I'm Albert Pujols and they
do
have
a
me
documentary in 4,
if they have me sitting there for 9 hours and are asking me questions about things for 9 hours, I would say
probably not going to pick you.
Right. Thanks, but no thanks. I don't want to be micromanaged and talked to and go over things baseball strategy wise for 9 hours.
Yeah, that is micro. That's micro. I guess you got to find another one up there.
Right?
You're going. I mean, they had to be asking him something. Oh, one of the players goes to the bathroom during the 3rd inning. Would you have somebody follow him in there and make sure that he's not in there more than a minute and 35 seconds? If it is it on a day? It's a Wednesday. It's a day game with winds out of the west, blowing at 7 knots. I mean, is that the kind of crap you ask somebody for 9 hours?
Well, the computer says you do this. Yeah.
If it was more than 2 hours, 3 hours, I'm out of there. I got stuff. I got another life. This goes to tell you, dude, if they're going to keep you in there for a meeting for 9 hours, you're going to be at the park for 15 to 18 a day.
Yeah. You wonder why Mike Schilt abruptly retired despite having back-to-back 90-win seasons and playoff bursts and a really good roster and a chance to, win the division every year, and ownership that wants to win and a front office committed to winning. They made trades to trade away their future to bring in guys at the deadline. And now you want to have a 9-hour meeting with Albert Pujols.
You think Pujols is gonna allow these guys to tell him how to manage his team? That might be a short tenure,
right?
Over there with San Diego. If you're gonna do that, you know what? If I was owning a team, you know what I'd do? You know what I'd do, Tim? This is what I'd do. I brought you in here for a reason. I trust your baseball acumen. I know how you are personally with the players because that's the other side of it. I'm going to stay out of your hair. You won't get one lineup, suggestion from me. You go run the team, and if there's something you need from me, come up and ask me, or let's visit once in a while just to keep the channels of communication open.
Right.
Because I always want to know. I want you to know that the door's always open. You run it the way you want to run it. That's what I would do.
Okay, so now you got 8 hours and 58 minutes left of your 9-hour meeting.
Now what are you going to do?
Right? I mean, how many scenarios can you throw at a guy? How many players can you run down and get his opinion and analysis are? And how many Scantron tests can you take over 9 hours to talk about whether or not you would do this in this strategy? All right, runners on first and third.
Runners on first and second. What would you do in this hitter right here? And so-and-so is pitching. And would you do a safety squeeze? Would you do a hit and run? Would you do a straight steal? What are the things you would do? Would you do maybe a delayed steal if the left-handed pitcher and you can't go on first move? I mean, that's the kind of crap you're going to ask them?
Yeah. And also, by the way, keep in mind, this is a guy who's never managed in the big leagues. He's managed in the Dominican Republic Winter League, and he's managed, I think, in the WBC. I know he's supposed to manage this team coming up in February in the WBC.
Easy. You know what the answer to that is? He's already done some managing. He knows the game in and out because he played for such a long time. You put a very experienced, really good bench coach with him, and no problem. Listen, managers, you see, they take the brunt for calls, both good and bad. Okay, but this isn't just a manager's decision. You got a bench coach with you. Most people don't even realize that a bench coach really does make a lot of the calls.
Yeah.
And then the manager just, I was thinking that too. And we'll do this, we'll do that, we'll do this. But he's got a partner there on the bench with him that's really experienced. Look at Bob Guerin when he's on the bench. Look at Mattingly with Toronto. Okay. These guys are experienced guys that have had managerial experience before, and they work with the manager. It's not like he's going to be surprised. Oh, I didn't know there was 2 outs and there was a guy on. Holy criminy, what do we do now? I mean, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. 9 hours.
X's and O's, they're all done. There's no problem with that.
Unbelievable. 9 hours. I mean,
9-hour meeting. Are you serious? What is he asking about? His great-great-great-grandfather?
I mean,
are you serious? 9 hours? I'd say, what the hell am I here for?
If I'm Pujols, I'm walking away or running away as fast as I can from that meeting.
Make that an indication of what they're going to do and own you.
Yeah.
They're going to run the show. You're going to be at the park as a puppet for about 18 hours a day, taking all the slings and arrows when their suggestions don't work out.
Now,
thank you.
I was wondering why the Padres, of all teams, would be interested in a first-time manager in Albert Pujols. And I was just sitting here thinking about it, and it popped into my mind, and I don't know why I didn't think about this sooner. It's for Fernando Tatis Jr. They want somebody that could control him. They want somebody that could have, his ear on a daily basis. And not to say that the other managers didn't, but you bring in a guy from the DR, you bring in a respected future Hall of Famer in Albert Pujols.
Yeah.
Instantly, that brings credibility, and that brings a voice to Fernando Tatis Jr., who is instantly going to have to listen. Whether he likes it or not, he better respect the guy who's from the DR and is a legend like Albert Pujols. I think that's the big reason you bring him in.
Albert's the kind of guy who could just look at him, and Tatis ain't going to say anything.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, because he's done about 500 times more than Tatis has ever done so far. I'm not saying Tatis is not a great player, but he has been known to cheat. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's one thing.
Yeah.
So you already don't question the guy in front of you, because this guy is a Hall of Famer, and, he could thump you if he had to too. He could thump him, so this might be a good thing to do here.
Just real quick, we'll get back to the Dodgers in a second. And we're talking about Albert Pujols because he's a former Dodger. But a shout out to good friend of the show, Daniel Jeremiah, who you see on the NFL Network. They're a lead analyst, Charger analyst here on the Chargers broadcast as well. We love DJ. He is a diehard Padres fan. He's a season ticket holder with his family forever. And he just sends a text and says, of course, Scam talking about the Padres managerial segment instead of the Dodgers, who haven't had a hit all season or all series long. We love you, DJ. But of course, we're just talking about a former Dodger who's now going to be infiltrated into the Padres organization there as possible manager of the Padres and Albert Pujols.
Okay.
So we love you, DJ. So let's get back to the Dodgers. All right.
Yeah.
And the lack of offense and the need for Mookie Betts in particular to get going. Here again is Mookie Betts last night post game as he searches, as we all search, for him to get something going offensively.
I don't want to speak on anybody else, but for me personally, I've just been terrible. I've been terrible, and there's no. I wish it was from lack of effort. I really do, but it's not. So I don't have any answers.
Doesn't have any answers. Searching for answers, searching for something. You said you've been there before, Saxy.
Been there.
As a
Been
hitter,
there.
you're.
Yep.
What do you do? How do you find it? Like, how do you discover it? Is it under a pillow in your bed? Like, how do you figure out how to get back to being a hitter again?
You got to get back to the very, 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 very basics. And that is, I got to be the most relaxed I've ever seen at the plate. I would drain every bit of anxiety out of the body, hang there like a loose dish rag. You just hang there with that much freedom in your body. Okay. Number one. Number two, I have to see the baseball. I must see the baseball. And number three, I'm just going to lay a simple swing on it. I'm not going to try to overpower it. That doesn't mean I won't hit the ball out of the ballpark. Matter of fact, sometimes you hit it a lot further that way. And I would just hit it where it's pitched and hit it hard and let the chips fall where they may. And one caller called in earlier and said, "Hey, maybe we just don't play Mookie. Maybe we just sit him down until."
What?
Remember the caller said that?
Yeah.
So what I was saying, but I couldn't get in there. But what I was going to say is, well, you know what? I'm going to win or lose with Mookie Betts. Either way, that is an absurd thing. I wouldn't. Mookie would be the first guy I put in the lineup. I'm a huge huge Mookie Betts fan.
Yeah.
Nobody feels worse than he does. He wears it. He's a pro. I love Mookie Betts, and he'd be the first name I'd write in the lineup. And, he's in there good or bad, no matter what. And I think Mookie will figure it out. I have so much confidence in Mookie Betts. And what this guy's been able to do, come in from right field where he won 6 Gold Gloves. Now he comes into shortstop and playing on the biggest stage. I just can't tell you how much I admire this guy. He is such a world-class, phenomenal athlete on and off the field. I'm just a huge fan.
A lot of folks pointed out that in 2023, when the Dodgers lost to the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLDS, the Diamondbacks got fired and weren't a better team than the Dodgers, but had good pitching against the Dodgers and stymied the Dodgers offensively and really got after Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman, who did not have good series. And now they're pointing to the pitching of the Toronto Blue Jays getting after the Dodgers offense and the lack of production from both Freddie Freeman and Mookie Betts. Yes, I get it. Freddie Freeman hit a home run in Game 3 to win it in 18 innings. But other than that, these two have not done much offensively. With that being said, this lineup is too deep. It's too long for two guys to have bad series like Mookie and Freddie. Saxy, this team is built so in case that happens, you've got Will Smith, you've got Max Muncy, you've got a guy named Shohei, you've got Kike Hernandez, Mr. October, I've been told is his nickname. You've got other guys in this lineup that can carry the load. It's built so if two guys don't have good series, the rest can pick it up. The problem is all 9 are not having good series right now.
Extremely rare for this to happen. You got guys like Teoscar Hernandez,
yes,
who has a penchant for coming up big in games like this. You got guys who can hit the ballpark out like Max Muncy, who I believe has more home runs than any Dodger in postseason. Okay, you got guys all over this lineup that can change it with one swing of the bat. I mean, one swing of the bat can change this whole thing. And you got guys who can situationally hit the ball over the field, like Edman and Will Smith can do that as well. But you need to start implementing that stuff because time's a wasting. You got 2 games left. Can the Dodgers go back there and win 2 games?
Yes,
absolutely they can. There's no question about that. And we'll see what happens. But this lineup, the way that it's stacked up against our pitchers against their pitchers, I like the Dodgers pitchers much better.
No doubt. Chris in L.A. next up and waiting patiently here with Sax and Cates in the AM. Good morning, Chris. How you doing?
Good morning, gentlemen. First and foremost, let me thank you both for providing such a great show. It's a great time of year to hear you guys on the radio.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I wanted to give a public service announcement to all Dodger fans. I've been watching baseball over 50 years, and like I told my daughter, this is baseball. It's unpredictable because no one in the world could have predicted that Snell would give up 2 home runs and 3 pitches. No one would have predicted that, the Dodgers only get 3 hits up until the 9th inning. And definitely no one would have predicted a kid who's been in the majors for 40-something days from single A would have, a World Series historic night and beat the Dodgers the way they did. So, it's funny also because I always say I don't bet on baseball because it's too unpredictable. And Sax, you hit on something that made me just look something up while I was on hold. What's the hardest major sport to bet on? And I looked it up, and if you Google it, it says baseball, and it says because there's too much luck and there's low scoring. So it makes it unpredictable. So, we were lucky when the Yankees, failed to cover first base on Mookie's hit in that, 5th inning that we got all our runs last year. We were lucky the Phillies pitcher forgot how many outs there were and, threw to home, and we were able to make it to the World Series. So there's a lot of plays, like you said, Sax, that just rely on luck, and that's just the way it is. Our team is built. It's a feast or famine team. When we're hot, we're going to knock the ball out of the park and score a lot of runs, but then sometimes you're not going to get those runs. So, I just say it's all about timely hitting. We got to hope that they have timely hitting tomorrow and, just enjoy the entertainment value of it, root your team on, but don't get too emotionally tied up because it's just so unpredictable. And anyway, love you guys. Keep doing the great work.
All right, Chris. Thanks, appreciate buddy. It. It's just hard for me to accept, Steve, and I have to accept it. But in my mind, it's hard to accept that baseball at this level, with the amount of money these guys are making, and that's just part of the equation, the high stakes that are at it right now, that it's up to luck and chance.
Has something
and
to do
hope.
with it. Has something to do with it. And you know what else is funny? I don't hear anything about, the Dodgers are wrecking baseball. You don't hear that anymore, do you?
Oh, yeah, that's right. They're ruining baseball.
Did
I
they
forgot
say
about
that a little bit ways back?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, we're all those idiots.
What happened to that?
We'll come back. More of your phone calls. Dallas Braden will join us, former big leaguer, analyst now in the MLB. Get his thoughts on the pitching, the Dodgers, the Blue Jays. Your phone calls coming up as well. We'll also get into Clayton Kershaw's bid to a farewell to Dodger Stadium that he made last night after the game. Very emotional. That's coming up right here on Sachs and Cates in the AM. Live and local on your home of the Dodgers, AM 570 LA Sports. Join us on YouTube here during the commercial break.
Cheer for the city of Los Angeles. I don't want to lose this year.
Oh, we're live back on YouTube and X and on Facebook. Scam with you here, and we are nearly 900 plus.
Wow.
Watching right now.
We're going over 1,000.
Thank you for being a part of the show.
And we're keeping it local.
Yeah, we'll be back tomorrow on YouTube and X and Facebook. At
Don't
7
mention it. I don't want to talk about it.
No. Oh, well, look at.
Don't say it.
I know. Could be the last show of
Don't
2025.
say, Tim. Come on.
I know. I did. You know what's frustrating, Saxy?
See this right here?
Tissue box.
This is the tissue box for tomorrow.
Okay.
I have it already set.
Yes.
I don't want to be that transparent, but this has been a big part of my being, and I don't want to hear it tomorrow. Okay.
You know, I got alcohol ready to go.
Okay,
after
that's
tomorrow's
good
show.
too.
That's what I got
Either
here
one,
as well.
They both work. Okay. Tomorrow's show. What were we going to say, Tim? Go ahead.
This guy says, have faith, Kate. Can you guys be on for 9 hours too? Just like Pujols' interview. That'd be kind of fun. Really, 9 hours.
What the hell do you ask somebody for 9 hours?
I know. No, in all seriousness,
I would be doing this. I would say, I got to go pick up my wife, or I have kids.
He has a pregame show he had to go back to LA for.
Are you kidding?
And he missed the pregame show. I mean,
so what's he doing in the pre? Is he broadcasting with the Dodgers?
MLB Network.
Oh,
MLB
Network.
He's on
Right,
TV
right.
for the MLB Network
so
pregame
he's
show. He's on the field there for about an hour.
And he missed it because he was in this
9-hour meeting down in San Diego.
Oh my God!
I mean,
I get just on the freeway and said I was in a meeting.
Well, I bet part of it was being on the freeway, but I mean,
maybe that was 2 hours of the 9. I don't know.
I mean,
it's still a lot.
Outside of asking about what do you think about our Major League roster, let's break down some players individually. What's your philosophy? Right. What's okay? Our minor leaguers, you don't really have to worry about, but we're just going to tell you, we feel comfortable here. We need more depth in this position. We're going to draft.
Where do you see the team in 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely. This is what we envision. Where we project next year to be this many wins. This was coming back from injury. This is what your rotation's going to look like.
Tim, I've never interviewed for a managerial job.
Okay.
I've certainly done for other jobs, but I can almost tell you verbatim the things that they would ask. They would ask you situations too. What do you do in this situation? What's your philosophy on this? And how do you do about substitutions? What about off the bench when you do? How are you going to work the bullpen? What's your philosophy on starters? How long they should go? Blah, 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 blah. I think we could handle all that stuff. An hour of good discussion could probably do it.
Right. I mean, but
general things.
That is just
9 hours.
It's just another example about how much information overload there is in
how much do you believe in sabermetrics? I mean, all that stuff. Okay, come on.
I can only imagine his answer to that.
Yeah. You know what my answer to that is? Be crazy not to use it.
Sure.
Be crazy not to use it. I think sabermetrics can be very valuable.
Would you follow up with a big but then after that?
Yeah. But no, instead of saying but, I'd say Tanner Scott.
Oh.
I would say Tanner Scott. I would use it in a backup position most of the time. I trust in the business and baseball acumen of the guy I hired on the bench. I'm going to go with the gut. He's in the moment. He knows the players, how they're trending, and sabermetrics ain't going to do that. So I would have sabermetrics in a backup position, not a first position. Tanner Scott, I think it could be valuable.
Yeah, I that but would come from me. I'd be like, yeah, I love the analytics. I'm welcome to it. But if you bring me a binder before every single game into my managerial's office, I will get that binder and I will throw it at your back of your head.
Yeah.
as you're walking out the door.
You go into the dugout, it looks like a Google retreat meeting.
Right.
I mean, there is freaking binders, there's
And
spray
iPads.
charts and iPads and crap everywhere.
Yeah.
There is yellow markers up your yin yang.
Yeah.
And you gotta go. We're playing baseball, folks.
Right.
We're playing baseball.
Yeah.
Okay. Get all that shit and get it stuff.
Yeah, that's all right.
Stuff.
You can say it on
Sorry,
YouTube. We're good.
sorry, Tim. I'm getting a
you're
little
good.
emotional.
No, I love it. I love it.
Get all the stuff
Yeah.
and put it in a half of that binder, and then
Yeah.
we'll go. Okay.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm
Yeah.
with you. I'm with you. That's why you need to get back into coaching and managing.
Nah, you know what? I like being in the media.
Okay.
It's,
Well, we
you
love
know,
having you.
Yeah, I love it.
It wouldn't be Scam anymore. It'd be Cam.
No, we're not ever abandoning Scam.
No.
Scam!
Yeah. All right. We're coming back on the radio. Dallas Braden is going to join us here. He's on hold, ready to go. So
Good.
Looking forward to that. I'll bring him on, and you can ask him the first question. All right, Saxy? All right. Here we go.
I will.
Sachs and Cates in the AM. Tim Cates, Steve Sachs here all postseason long for the Dodgers as their run to a back-to-back World Series championship now with their backs up against the wall, down 3-2 in this best-of-7 series. Now goes back to Toronto as the Dodgers must win tomorrow with Yoshinobu Yamamoto on the mound against Kevin Gausman and then try to force a Game 7 on Saturday night. We, of course, are home of the Dodgers, AM 570 LA Sports. From the field to the worksite, STRAUSS powers our World Series coverage right here on AM 570 LA Sports. Saxy, one of the great guys in baseball, one of the great personalities in baseball as a media member you get to work with up in Sacramento on the A's broadcast. Former big league pitcher. He threw a perfect game in the big leagues back in May of 2010. One of the best left-handers of his generation pitching for the A's, and you get to hear him on the broadcast up there in Sacramento. He does a great job telling the game, describing what's happening, and bringing his personality to the broadcast. Also, a great follow on X. That's where I saw him this morning talking about Trey Yesavage and all the pitches he was throwing and how many strikeouts he had against the Dodgers without using the fastball in those strikeouts. He is the one and only Dallas Braden, and he joins us now here on AM 570 LA Sports with Tim Cates and the one and only Steve Sachs. Dallas, good morning.
Good morning to you, Saxy. Thanks for finally getting the payment to Timmy for that incredible introduction. I appreciate you. I'll take care of you later. Man, that was fantastic. This morning I was up. It's Halloween parade day here at school. That's where I'm at right now. But my brain was racing, and I had been thinking about what I had watched last night and the conversation about the adjustments that Yesavage had been making. And I got the brain working, so I started to dive into the numbers and just kind of highlighting his adjustments, I guess you could say, because it was impressive. It was impressive to watch. Unfortunately, the Dodgers on the short end of that.
Yeah, Dallas, it's so good to be with you this morning. And Tim, I got to tell you and our listeners, everybody on YouTube here, there is nobody does it better than Dallas Braden. He is the best guy on TV. He's one of the smartest guys I've ever met. He's got the greatest beard that I've ever seen, and he's about the nicest guy you could ever meet. I love working with Dallas Braden. I can't wait to go at it again this year with him. Dallas, do you like the pictures I've sent you? I was going through Stockton. I sent a couple pictures of you of the signs as I was traveling through Stockton. Every time I see somebody with a great beard doesn't match Dallas's, I got to send that one to you too. I hope I'm not bombing you with the Texas here.
No, and I love it, and it's to the point now where I look at my phone and I'll get it and just start chuckling, and my wife knows it's one of two people at this point. It's either John Dosco, who is Steve Sachs' partner, or it's you, Saxy, with an incredible shot of you and your great smile and somebody's grill, somebody's beard. It's phenomenal. So I appreciate every bit of it, my man. Keep them coming.
Yeah. Dallas, what have you made so far of these 5 games and the Toronto Blue Jays, the way they play, the offensively and the pitching they've gotten, especially from Trey Yesavage in these 2 starts? He's been in the big leagues for 47 days. More starts in the postseason at the big league level than the regular season. And last night, 12 strikeouts against this vaunted Dodgers lineup.
And that's why I highlighted the adjustments that we were watching him make, is because of what you just outlined right now. And to have made more postseason starts than you have regular season starts, And to think about the depth of that and the fact that three of those, you pitched twice against three of those teams. So three of those teams have seen you twice now. And in your second outings, for the most part, you have made the adjustments and you have become dominant. And it is not easy to do. Simply put, it's just not easy to do. And he has shown incredible poise, incredible mound presence already for a guy his age. And I think that's first and foremost what you take away from that. Because even in the interviews after the game, when being asked about his thought process and kind of what this means to him, he's articulate in a way that seems like it's just a little beyond his years. And I think that's been impressive. What else has impressed me is I think the angst at which the Blue Jays are playing the game. I think we all, after getting mollywopped, I think we all were wondering, wow, it's going to be tough to get back up off the canvas after that one. And not only have they gotten back up off the canvas, but they dealt a nice little 1-2 piece to the Dodgers, and they're kind of stunned right now, going, well, what? I mean, there might be stars. And the fact that the Dodgers now have to get on a plane and travel to the 6 for Game 6 with all of this momentum behind them, I think, honestly, the best thing that the Dodgers have going for them right now is the day off that prevents the Blue Jays from just continuing to roll with the momentum that they've built for themselves. I felt like for the Dodgers, if they were going to be able to squeeze 6 innings out of their starting pitching each time out, that was going to give them the best chance to win, simply because of the cracks, the fissures, if you will, that we have started to see from their bullpen. And unfortunately, that just didn't ring true, right? You get 6+ outing or innings from Snell, and the bullpen's not able to nail it down. I think, an inning last night where you had a couple runs across late that come, one run comes across you without a hit. Right, you get a guy on, a couple walks, balls end up off the backstop, and that is just not a championship brand of baseball, and that just cannot be happening at this moment in time. And that's where I think there does have to be credit given to the Blue Jays. I think the Blue Jays just straight up just beat the Dodgers. Just beat them. They got beat.
Yep, I agree with you, Dallas. And, you look at this Dodger team that can really mash the top 4 guys, Dallas, yesterday, 8 strikeouts. Freddie Freeman, who won that game, the 18th with the home run, 3 at-bats, 3 strikeouts. That is not like a Dodger team. These guys are good hitters over here in L.A. Dallas, how much is this a self-induced implosion or a collective collapse, or is it just that the Toronto club pitches their tail off? And I know we kind of have a one-off with this Savage, but overall, it's been the dominant type of pitching by Toronto.
It has, and to your point, Zach, I think what we've seen is, and I was on the borderline of tweeting it last night. I felt like it might have been a little early, but I was going to say, even in some of these at bats early in the game, after you throw 3 pitches and you're down 2-0, you know how it feels from an offensive perspective. I don't care if you haven't taken an at bat yet. It still feels like, wow, this ball game just got a little shorter. Like, we just ran out a little bit of time, and we all know it right now. It's 2-0. He's thrown 3 pitches. What are we going to do? And it felt like they started to press. And then when they were never really, you climb back in it with a big swing, but you're never really able to create any separation. You're never real, and then you're down. And now you're trailing, and it just felt like there was a lot of pressing going on, and that's why the Blue Jays, they've done a great job of running the bases, being aggressive running the bases. Once they got out to a lead, you saw them start to move on the bases a little more, and it's almost as to say, like, hey, we understand that we have momentum right now. We have energy. We are not going to relinquish this right now. And it has been, I think we all understood it was going to be a matter of who was going to be able to get the most juice out of their starting pitching because of what the bullpens do/do not represent.
Dallas, final thing for me, and I appreciate coming on with us this morning. Yamamoto gets to start at Game 6 for the Dodgers. A complete game last time out. He's already got 2 complete games here in October for the Dodgers. He needs to carry this Dodgers team deep into Game 6. What do you see from him besides just an electric fastball when it's on? But that split finger, it's one of the best in the game, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely disgusting. And, we've seen this has been an incredible display of splits this postseason, and even specifically in this World Series. When you think about what we just saw from Savage, what you have at the back end in Sasaki, who's throwing a split with the with the RPMs of a knuckleball. I mean, he's got the spin rate of a knuckleball on that damn thing. Good luck. And I mean, it's just, it's been a lot of fun. I think what's going to be the most interesting here moving forward over these next couple of days, hopefully for the Dodgers anyway, is how they're able to bounce back, because offensively that split for the Blue Jays has been an equalizer. You talked about the way it shut down Freddie Freeman. The same thing for Ohtani at times. He was kind of tied in a knot. It was a tough go. So I would really like to see. I think for Yamamoto, it is going to have to be another get on my back and carry the load type of performance. And when you think about it, that's really what has led to the Dodgers' success here in the World Series, is a game like nobody else has seen offensively from Shohei Ohtani, and a performance from Yamamoto, and back-to-back performances where he has started what he's finished. If it's taking that to win ball games here, that's a tough road to hoe.
Yeah, Dallas. In another respect, it's called a strong number one on your team. The Dodgers, when you look over there from the perspective of Toronto, they're looking at 5 number ones, if you want to include Sasaki, who is not really a reliever, but you're looking at 5 number ones over here going forward, Dallas, as you mentioned. You got Yamamoto against Gausman. I'll go with Yamamoto. Then you got probably, Ohtani, probably going to do an opener, as we talked to David Vassegh about this, probably an opener in Game 7 if it goes to that, and then everybody else against Max Scherzer and everybody else. I think looking forward to the next 2 games, if it goes that far, I think the Dodgers got a good advantage in starting pitching.
And look, I think one thing we all have to be aware of in the media is the story hasn't changed, right? Where you felt like the Dodgers had leverage hasn't changed. It's still tilting in their favor. But what we have seen is execution / a lack of, and that is what has been the separating factor. And when you talk about where you're supposed to be getting the performances from and where you're coming up short, for that to be in the same area, that's why the Dodgers find themselves trailing in this series right now. But I still believe the same thing you do, Steve Sachs, that the Dodgers, it's still an advantage for them to be in the spot they're in, considering the arms they have on deck.
Well, Dallas, we appreciate you coming on this morning. We're on the radio and on YouTube. In the comments, more Dallas Braden, less John Smoltz. We need Dallas Braden on Fox National Broadcast.
Absolutely.
More Dallas Braden, please. They love you. And we
should be on the national network, prime time. This guy got more information. He's smarter than everybody else. I'm a huge fan. And I'm not just saying this because I work with him. I see him work every day. I see how he prepares. He should be on the national network, hands down.
No doubt.
Exactly, Timmy. I appreciate you boys very much. Good luck to you. Good luck to the Dodgers fans. And I appreciate the phone call. I appreciate you even thinking of me today.
Absolutely. Thanks for doing it, Dallas.
Thanks, buddy.
We'll see you, boys.
All right, there he goes. The great Dallas Braden.
That guy is, you got to hear him every day. I see him every day. I see him work. He's phenomenal. And he's a great dude, man. He is a regular dude, super guy.
I haven't seen somebody glow like you're glowing right now about Dallas Braden.
You know what?
Since
because
David Vassegh was talking about Blake Snell.
You know why? Because he's such a down-to-earth dude. And we hang out. Everybody gets together. We have a great team over there, with the Athletics, and we all eat together. We go out to dinner together. It's really good. I mean, it's like old times.
All right, one more segment to go. We'll come back, get some phone calls in, wrap things up, get ready for tomorrow. Dodgers flying to Toronto during the middle of the night. They have landed in Toronto. Get some rest, get a workout in later tonight at the Rogers Center, and get ready for a must-win Game 6. We'll come back, wrap things up here. Sax and Kate's in the AM on AM 570 LA Sports. We're going to be live on YouTube. Don't go anywhere. Join us. Over. We're here on YouTube, Facebook, and X, nearly 1,000 strong. Let's get that over 1,000 here in the next couple of minutes. Braden,
super guy.
I love watching him on the broadcast when I can see the out-of-market broadcast. Had him on with Petros and Money during the regular season, and my dude, this guy is great. His Twitter feed is a must follow if you're on Twitter. Again, that's where I saw him this morning breaking this down. I was like, dude, if Dallas Braden is up at 6 o'clock this morning breaking down splittage usage of Trey Savage, then sign me up. We got to get him on.
He works. The guy's a worker. He's a workaholic, and he's prepared. I'll tell you one thing about him. Every single game he goes into, he is uber prepared. He's prepared.
You can follow him on X. He follows me, by the way, now. at Dallas Braden 209. Dallas Braden 209 since he's from Stockton. Dallas Braden 209. You can follow him.
Great story how his grandmother,
X.
he raised it by his grandmother.
Yeah.
Amazing story with him. Yeah, a great story.
You know what? I don't really appreciate this comment on the message board. Ramon Chavez. Cates is loud and annoying. Sachs is a grumpy old man. Love it, love it, love it. I would listen every day. Great show. Yes, Dodgers will win the next 2. Repeat. Oh, okay. All right. So I saw the first line, and
I can't saying yeah, but
exactly. Cates is loud and annoying, but
yeah,
we
no,
love it.
Cates is loud and annoying. Tanner Scott.
Yeah.
Sachs is a grumpy old man. Tanner Scott.
By the way, how many cups of Joe or Americanos are we drinking right now?
I've got 2. I'll probably get 3 today.
Okay, and that's before.
I don't drink coffee after 10 o'clock in the morning though.
Okay,
Let it get through the system. Hey, I went to bed at 8:15 last night.
Did you really?
I slept 7 straight hours. I didn't wake up. You know, a lot of people when they get up there in age, they have trouble sleeping.
Yeah,
I have no trouble. 7 straight hours. Boom. Don't even wake up.
Love it. How was the episodes of Leave It to Beaver yesterday? And
we're off at 9, and I taped them, so I will watch 2 episodes till 10 this morning. And damn, I can't get a hold of this Mathers dude. Okay, Jerry Mathers, please contact us. We want to talk with you. I want to meet Jerry at a coffee shop when I go to LA.
I gotta find if we can get a hold of Jerry Mathers.
That'll
be my mission today.
Or another guy we could do is Mark from the Rifleman. That's the son. That's Johnny Crawford. No, Johnny Crawford passed away.
Mark from the Rifleman.
It's Johnny Crawford. He passed away. He's not with us. Okay. But Jerry Mathers is.
Johnny Crawford's dead.
He passed away.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But we could do Jerry Mathers.
We'll work on Jerry Mathers at the age of 77. The great Jerry Mathers. Yeah. Oh, he's got a LinkedIn. Hello.
He's got a twin brother.
Does he really?
Yeah, he's got a twin brother. Mm-hmm.
Old Terry Mathers?
Is that his twin? Terry and Jerry?
Company website. Okay, I'll track him down. I'll see if we can find him.
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great.
I'll surprise you. If we can get him on tomorrow, we will surprise you.
Oh, my God. We got to get him on.
I see a contact. All right. I'll reach out to him.
Right. There he is.
There he is.
That's him.
Yeah. Thank you, Wacko.
Jerry Mathers. I'll ask him about all these episodes. Hey, what was Barbara Weil like? What was so-and-so like? What was Hugh Beaumont like? What was Tony Dow like?
Yeah, give us some scandalous stuff that happened offset there. I'd love to hear a little bit.
You're not going to hear anything from Barbara Billingsley.
Did you ever go on a date with Mrs. Cleaver?
No. She there were some people who tried to start some up with her and Tony Dow. Never happened. And she was like a mother, from what I understand. Maybe Jerry will tell us. She was like a mother to everybody on the set. She was like just the way she is on the movie screen. She was just like a mom. She was great.
I love that. If we don't have time to get into it on the radio, last night was the last time that Clayton Kershaw was on the field at Dodger Stadium in a Dodger uniform.
Saw that.
And most relievers usually leave through the back tunnel to go back to the clubhouse. When the game ended last night in a loss, he actually came through the gate and walked down on the field like he was coming out, to the mound, and met his family out there. His wife Ellen and his family were all out there, the kids, and just had a great time. Very emotional for them because he was in uniform last time as a Dodger at home at Dodger Stadium. Now, certainly he'll be back at Dodger Stadium, whenever he wants, but in a Dodger uniform as an active player, last time on the field, very emotional, very cool to see that last night after the game, despite the loss.
Yeah. And he's such a great thing to talk about because he's what's good about baseball, in this world that's kind of crazy. Not Clayton Kershaw. He's the man.
All right. We're going to rejoin radio here for one final segment, get some phone calls in, Saxy. Again, thanks to everybody who watched on YouTube, X, and Facebook, as we are just about 1,000 total strong here on the stream.
Nice.
Scam! So here we go.
Scam.
Sax and Cates in the AM, live and local all October long. Thanks for being with us as the Dodgers have their backs up against the wall, down 3-2 in this best-of-7 World Series. Day off today as they can exhale, take a deep breath after 3 straight games, including an 18-game marathon in Game 3. They'll head to Toronto for Game 6 tomorrow night. They're already there. They'll have a workout tomorrow, or to make that tonight at the Rogers Center. David Vassegh on his way there as well. He joined us last hour. Thanks to Dallas Braden for joining us. And thanks to all the great folks here working behind the scenes and on air as well. Thanks to Wacko. Thanks to Michelle. Thanks to Zach for everybody. All their help. We'll be back at it again on YouTube, X, and Facebook, streaming it live, video and audio tomorrow starting at 7 a.m. We're live and local on the radio beginning at 6 a.m. tomorrow. A lot of great Dodger fans weighing in. Shout out to JJ in Arcadia for listening this morning and being a part of Sax and Kate in the AM. Let's go to Ish in Riverside. Ish, welcome to Sax and Kate's in the AM on this Thursday morning as we really try to process what happened last night.
Yeah, no doubt, man. Thanks for taking the call, you guys, man. I am a little bit sad. I know you guys are not talking about it yet, but we are approaching the end of Scam, right? But it's been a good little run here. But honestly, don't want to open up a big can of worms with a bottom line up front, man. I think we got to do more than just kind of shuffle the chairs on the deck of the Titanic. We got to go all in, and like I said, don't want to open up a can of worms, but I'm putting Mookie in right. I'm putting Miguel in short, but we'll see how it goes, guys. We still can win. Like Yogi said, it ain't over till it's over. So let's go get this win, you guys.
All right, no doubt about that. Kenny and Tarzana, welcome to Sax and Kate's in the AM. How you doing, Kenny?
I'm doing well. I agree with Ish on that lineup change. Steve has mentioned luck, and I agree that does sometimes play a part in baseball. Steve also mentioned stretch. Willie McCovey, of course, in 62. When you were a toddler and I was just an infant.
The line drive?
McCovey, line drive. There you go. Bad luck for the Giants. Great luck for the Yankees.
Yep.
Let's go over to 2001. I actually went to Game 6 there in Arizona. Watched Game 7 at home back in L.A. And, of course, we know Luis Gonzalez hit that little Texas leaguer, and the Diamondbacks ended up winning. So luck definitely can play a part in baseball.
No doubt about it. Kenny, appreciate the phone call. Thanks for waiting in this morning. Reggie in Norwalk. Reggie, thanks for waiting. Thanks for being patient. What's on your mind on this Thursday morning?
After seeing the Dodgers fall short, I needed a little pick-me-up, and I switched over to the Laker game and see them win a game, game winner. And I'm thinking to myself, well, what the Dodgers are doing is what, a lot of bad NBA teams do, and that'd be playing hero ball. Everyone's trying to slam it out the park instead of getting base hits and clearing a loaded bases or players there. Just like Steve Sachs said earlier, there's not enough crucial base hitting and going for home runs every time. And also one of the things when Steve said was talking about going back to basics. I hate to say it, even though we're in the World Series, but maybe they just need to go back to doing some batting practice. Yeah, I'm talking about practice. I know it's the World Series, but maybe they just need to get back to batting practice.
All right, appreciate it. Reggie, they do take batting practice. I was there the last 3 days.
I think
they're all postseason long. I've been in the regular
practice
season.
On the field.
They do take batting practice on the field.
Once in a while. Most players don't hit on the field.
I watched the last 3 days, a couple of groups go through there. Not everybody. Shohei doesn't, certainly.
Right.
But I saw a couple of hitting groups go out there.
Yeah.
Not as much from the Toronto Blue Jays either, by the way.
Yeah. Sometimes they'll take early batting practice.
Yeah.
But the regular batting practice time, I see it all year long, calling the games with the A's and other teams, A's as well. They don't have a formal line of batting practice. It's all done beforehand. Then they go in the cage and hit during the batting practice time. I don't know why. I like to see the ball come off the bat and see where it's going to land and how it leaves the infield.
Yeah.
Those things matter, but I don't know. Today they don't do it much.
Olivia, wrap things up on this Thursday morning, our final minute here. Hi, Olivia. How you doing?
Hi. Good morning, guys. First things first, Mookie being left off the lineup is absolutely crazy. That caller that said that's wild. That should never happen. Second of all, I will be taking my kids trick-or-treating at 3 p.m. Just so I can watch the game. So they should be ready for that. Also, on the lineup, Roberts, I know, mixed up the lineup. He had Call in there, but I would love to see Miggy Rowe in there. He's a veteran guy. He can light a fire. If anybody saw last night, he was the last one out of the dugout. He wants this as much as anybody. So if we could see Miggy Rowe maybe in the clean second, maybe Tommy Edman in center field. I know he has a foot injury, but I would love to see Miggy Rowe get out there. We need that small ball. We need a bunt. We need that fire, and I think he could bring it.
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him in the line. Thank you, Olivia, for your phone call. I would like to have seen him last night, as David Vassegh pointed out, because of the turf in Toronto. Probably not going to see Miguel Rojas at second because Tommy Edman can't play center field. But we'll break it all down tomorrow, Saxy. We got 3 more hours tomorrow. We'll be on YouTube and X and Facebook. We reached over 1,000 people. So congratulations to everybody. And thank you for everybody for being a part of that. We'll be back at it for 3 more hours tomorrow. Thanks to Wacko. Thanks to Michelle. Thanks to, of course, Zach. Saxy, 3 hours down today. We got this out of our system. We'll flush it away, and we'll be positive and ready to go for Game 6 tomorrow, right?
Absolutely. We'll be ready to go tomorrow, Tim.
Enjoy Leave It to Beaver and the Rifleman.
Thanks, Brady.
All right. Coming up next, the Herd with Colin Cowherd. Then we got Rogan and Rodney Petro some money. We're flexed back today starting at 2 because of Thursday Night Football. We got you all covered right here on your home of the Dodgers, AM 570 LA Sports. Thanks to our friends at STRAUSS. Yes, from the field to the workside. They power our World Series coverage, and they'll power us tomorrow with Sax and Cates in the AM at 6 a.m. tomorrow. So long, everybody.
From the grit